What is up, Whoa, microphone's over here. What is up, Cheddar Pod Nation? It's your boy Cheese coming to you live from the Cheese Dome. I am joined by my co-hosts Cole and Clay coming to you live from Cheddar Pod headquarters. Boys, how are we doing?
We're doing
good,
great,
man. Doing good.
Absolutely
What
fantastic.
is the Cheese Dome?
The Cheese Dome is my apartment. It's my bedroom.
Yep.
We are live from the Cheese Dome. This is our third episode. We're back after a little bit of a break. I might be clipping a little bit here. I'm turning my audio down a little bit. We're still working out some kinks. And the Cheese Dome, you can hear my upstairs neighbors walking. That's cool. So, episode 3. We've been off for a little bit. Cole's been chilling. Clay was in Utah. But we're back. We've missed almost an entire series for the Timberwolves, which is okay. So it's going to give us a lot to talk about. But, yeah, just checking in with you guys. What have you been up to?
As you said, I was in Utah. I was
Why?
just walking around, you know. I was doing a lot of walking, you know. I just kind of chilling.
Anyways, I started walking.
Yeah, I started walking. No, I went to. All right, so we started in Vegas. We went to the Haunted Museum, Zach Baggins. That was awesome, by the way. Check it out if you can. We talked about this at lunch. I know you're scared of ghosts, but whatever.
I'm not scared of ghosts. That
He's
is
very
false.
scared of ghosts. He's terrified.
false.
We had an experience
I do
one
not
time. We'll
believe
talk
in
about it later. But anyway, so we started there, and then we went up to Moab. Almost died on the way. No need to talk
How was
about
Moab?
that. Moab was sick. We saw the arch and all that,
Very
all the
pretty,
arches.
yeah.
I mean, but like the main one, you know, that's on like all the license plates or whatever. So that one was really cool. But then we went to Zion next, and then ended in St. George to hang with my father-in-law. So, but it was cool, man. We were hanging out. It was a vibe. Did a lot of drinking. Did a lot of eating. You know,
As you should
good
on
vibes.
vacation.
Good vibes. What have
Yeah.
you been doing since I've been gone?
I was in Utah.
No, you weren't.
I was doing
No
a lot of walking.
way.
No, there's
A
no
lot of
chance.
walking.
You were in
Uh,
Utah too?
I went to this. I don't know if you've ever been to this museum. It's from Ghost Encounter. I'm kidding. All right.
Ghost Adventures.
No, just hanging, man. Busy with work and other little things, hanging with friends, all that good stuff. And
Being a realtor.
Yeah, you're realtor now?
being a realtor, and watching some hockey and basketball. It's been a very, very. I certainly love watching football playoffs and NFL football playoffs. But man, I like having basketball, hockey, and then you also have regular season for baseball going. I mean, it's constant action. So
It's kind of the
been fun.
best time of the year.
This
honestly.
is the golden, which it's such a great time because as soon as it's over, it becomes the dark days. So that's how you know something's really
dark
good
days.
because when it's over, you get really sad. All we're gonna have is baseball and WNBA.
Yeah, you
but
could say that means it's
That's
officially
okay.
summer, but you call it the dark days. We'll go with that.
it's the dark days. Yeah.
These
As much as I love baseball,
these some of these late night games are killing me though, man. Like I know the Wolves had a late night one, but
Yeah.
even like I was getting ready for bed and I was gonna hop in bed and then I saw there was 2 minutes left in a tied game for the game 6 for the Knucks and the Oilers. And I was like, I should
yeah.
watch that. And I was just like, no, I'm tired. I just went to bed. They ended up scoring in the last 30 seconds there, so it didn't matter anyways. But those West Coast games are brutal.
That series has
So,
been crazy, though.
yeah, it
We'll
has.
get into that.
Yeah,
but
we'll
that
talk about
one's
all
been
that good
nuts.
stuff. So,
we'll get into
you want
that.
to keep us moving, Cheese?
I sure do.
Well, what have you been
first
doing?
Oh yeah, we got to tell us about
Let's
your
hear
life.
from
at the
let's hear
Cheese
from
Dome.
Cheese.
Well, okay, so I took a trip to Utah and
Damn it.
went to a museum, this one house. No, dude, nothing. Just, staying in Cheddar Pod HQ. No, you're in Cheddar Pod HQ. Fuck.
No, I'm at
This,
Cheddar. You're at the Cheese Dome.
I'm at the Cheese Dome. The whiskey's already got to me. I'm drinking a little bit of whiskey at 3 p.m. in honor of,
Yep.
of Clay, and also I had no beer.
Appreciate you.
Little wild turkey
Yeah.
in that glass right there.
Watching a lot of playoffs, doing my own thing, playing a lot of stuff. Had a 3-hour softball practice yesterday. I'm pretty sunburned, I'm not gonna lie. Wait, shit, you can actually see it. Yeah.
You don't need to show us. So that's okay.
Well, I did. It's been
right.
shown. I was wearing a cutoff, so it's like a fun tan line. Yeah, just having a good time. But mostly pacing around in my room and thinking about the idea of my favorite sports team of all time winning a championship. So that's been fun. There's been a lot of pacing where I'm like, it's not going to happen. And there's been a lot of pacing where it's like, it's going to happen. So that's how I'm feeling.
Well, speaking of softball, though, poor Cole, he did bring his crutches today, but
He's injured.
Cut that. No, yeah.
poor kid.
I strained a quad running to first base. But you know what? Sadly for me, 28 years old, that is the first – well, I'm sure I've had little injuries here or there, but that is the first non-impact injury I've experienced, and it is frightening, let me tell you. Simply running, and then having your body say, nope.
Yeah.
It does not feel good. And it's concerning, You're like, oh, God, it kind of – you lose a little confidence in your body's
That's a bummer, man.
durability, so to speak. But you know what? Thankfully, 28, it also means that it's healing somewhat well. So I'm just icing it and doing what I can. But yeah, what a way to do it. Recreational adult softball league with coworkers, and I. Oh, are you like a amateur athlete? No, just drinking beers. And softball. Yeah.
So he's just limping around right now. Obviously,
Yeah,
you
it's
can't
been
tell
fun.
right now, but we went to lunch together before this. No, because you're sitting.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so poor kid. Hey, let's get to some sports here.
All right, so I would obviously let's get this thing started with Timberwolves talk, because we got to talk about the Timberwolves, because this team could either win a Game 7 tonight and move on to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in 20 years, or the season could be over. So we've got a lot to talk about. But I think the first thing we need to talk about is the fact that, we haven't talked about this series at all yet on the podcast, just texting each other. So I want to hear some of your guys' thoughts about how the series has gone, how you've been feeling about it, how you think that's going to impact tonight, Game 7.
What do you think, Cole?
Yeah. Okay, I'll go first. Well, I'm positive that as we kind of discuss this amongst ourselves, we'll cover a lot of things. So I'll just kind of give a high level analysis, or just a high level of my thoughts here on this.
High level.
So, wow, roller coaster of a series. A lot of people predicted this would be a Game 6, Game 7 kind of series, and that's reigned true. What I think really surprised everyone was, one, that home court advantage meant nothing. Two, that a championship caliber team and the Timberwolves being incredibly, prone to good defense would have as many rough games as we did as well. Just blowouts across the board. I think the only close game that it really felt like we had, arguably maybe that first game, but we kind of ran away with it when Nas got hot in that fourth quarter. And then the other one would be the one we lost against the Nuggets, where that
Game
8-point
4.
turn at the very end of the half, where they got two quick baskets, and then
That was Game 5.
or I don't know if it was 8 points, but you know what I mean. It was a big swing. So it's been incredibly interesting. It's been really fun to be a Timberwolves fan for some games, and heartbreaking to be a Timberwolves fan for other games. Yep. You made a good point, Cheese. You're like, I think this is a testament to incredible coaching changes. That we've seen different people guarding different people throughout the series. I thought this was actually, Malone, for everything we'll say about him storming onto the court in that one game, I think he's an incredible coach. The way that he bounced back for his team after being down 2 at home in the beginning of the series, and then what was his idea? Compiling a list of all of the sports pundits saying, oh, they're done. The Nuggets are washed. They're not good. Putting it together in a video, playing it for the team, and walking out and just letting them get pissed about it. It put something in them, because they came out with a fire in Game 3 and went on a run.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
the narratives do unfortunately play a part in shit like that. And I think
100%.
similarly, I don't know if anything like that was done for the Wolves, but I'm sure after losing 3 straight, they saw all the chatter online, and they were like, that's not how this is going to finish. If I can actually piggyback off that before you jump in, Clay, you made a good point about how there's been a couple blowouts and then a couple close ones. I think this series has been about as even as it possibly could be.
Yeah,
so
I
if you
hear
look
that.
at games 1 and 2 in Denver, Minnesota wins. First one tight, second one blowout. Games 3 and 4 in Minnesota, Game 3 blowout, almost the same amount of points as the Game 2 blowout. And then Game 4, kind of a closer one, similar to Game 1 in the amount of points at the end. And then Game 5, Denver wins their first home game. And, it's a tight game, but pretty much Denver outplays us the whole time. And then Game 6, Minnesota wins their first game at home. That's a blowout, though.
Yeah, statement.
Yeah, so it truly makes Game 7 even more mysterious because you're like, everything that could have happened in this series has pretty much happened. Punches back and forth, close ones. Like, what is Game 7 going to be? You know, it's the first game that kind of gives the home team the edge now because it's tie series, but we're at home, right? Or not we're at home, but Denver's at home. So it's going to be really interesting. The crowd's going to be into it. But, yeah, if there was ever a series to go to 7, it should have been this one.
This is
and
the
it's
one.
been awesome. Yeah, it's been awesome.
Dude, I've been saying it was going to 7 since the beginning. I mean, you can hold me to that. I've been saying that. And I said it on the news, too. I think you saw
You've been on the news way too frequently.
I don't know.
Who are you paying at town hall?
I don't know what's
Yeah,
going
Clay was on the news again.
He's
Bro.
sliding someone money.
Bro, I was just leaving the the Twins game, excuse me. We left the Twins game. Me and my dad and my sister just go to a bar that he went to back in the 80s. He was like, look at this. This is where I hung out before I met your mom, you know. That deer head's still on the wall. It's crazy.
Back before my life got fucked up.
So,
This bathroom was nuts back in the day.
yeah, bro.
What?
Yeah,
did
there's
put
a
so
trough
much
in
coke
here,
in
dude.
there.
Well, there is a trough in there. It's actually crazy. Anyway, so we leave the bar, and then I just see these guys with like a camera and a tripod. I'm like, what's going on here? All, you know, curious. And they're like,
Is that
want
how
to be
you
on the
sounded
news?
too? What's
That's
going on here?
That's exactly how I sounded.
Well,
yeah.
well. They're just letting anybody.
Yep.
you know?
Yeah. And so they asked me if I want to be on the news. I'm like, sure. And I'm like, what are we talking about? And they're like,
You were like, I'm actually kind of a pro at this. I've been doing it a lot recently.
I did this recently.
You know what's incredible about that clip that you were on for 11 was
Fair 11, Carolyn.
I just said 11.
Please get it right. I'm a part of it now.
He said
Do you-
411.
Hey, for finger 11, but what I really liked about that clip.
Hypnotized?
Okay, so obviously, you know, you're a Timberwolves fan, so you're not going to go on there and go like they're going to lose tonight. Right. But that clip was only valuable if the Timberwolves won
That's
Game
true.
6 because
That
you're
is
like,
true.
you know what? I have a feeling this is feeling like a 7-game series. I don't know what will happen in that game, but I think the Timberwolves come out hot tonight. And that
Thank you,
that
boys.
was really cool.
Right.
Thank you for
really
getting me
cool.
on the TV, boys. I appreciate you very much.
Yo, at one point, the Timberwolves were up by 50,
50
in an
points?
elimination game.
Oh
and,
my
and that's
God.
why I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen tonight because
Yeah,
it's
man.
like there's no predicting this series and what
Yeah.
what either team is going to do. Like, tonight is going to be awesome.
Dude, so I mean,
gonna be awesome.
I was in Utah for like most of the series, right? I didn't pay attention to a lot of it, unfortunately. I tried my very best. You know, in the hotel for unfortunately Game 6, it was just, or not Game 6, Game 5 when it was just the most frustrating game ever. No,
Yeah, that was
it Game 4? Which one was the one that? What was that Aaron Gordon? Where he was just going
Game
crazy?
5.
Honestly,
game,
4
game
and
5.
Game 4. Oh yeah,
Right, but game 5, he was 10 for 11 for field goals
Yeah, and he
that
had, like,
night, and
29
he was
points.
4 and 4 for three
And
pointers.
no, which
like, just
one? It was
absurd numbers.
Game 4. Game 4 when you know McDaniels and Nah was crazy in the first half, and then he couldn't figure out in the second half.
Yeah, that might have been that one as well.
Either way, I mean, I just can't like. It's all blending together now, but like it's you said roller coaster. It has been an absolute roller coaster.
it absolutely has,
It's
yeah.
either we're super on or we're not, and nothing's falling, or everything's working out in their favor. You know, refs, whatever. It doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
been really,
playoffs. You cannot blame the refs, no matter
emotional.
how much you want to.
Yeah. Which, you know what? A quick thought. I want to hear your guys' opinion on this because it's interesting. Because, you know, I agree with people. I think any team, let alone, you know, or any fans, let alone the actual players and team, blaming a loss or the way the game went or like, oh, they were calling it too tight or too loose and being upset about that based on the refs, I think that's bullshit.
Agreed.
I think it's warranted. I think there's frustration in that, but I think it's like, hey, just step up, right? And especially in this series, some of the blowouts have been so blowout that it's like, okay, you can't even say it was a close game and you got screwed by the officiating. That's just like purely you got outplayed. I will say, though, I 100% noticed a large difference in game 2 and then Game 6 when we had the same referee crew.
Mark Davis.
Mark Davis. And again, I'm not saying that like, okay, that's the reason why, but you absolutely saw them call it a little more loosely. And for a defense like Minnesota that's going to play so physical, you know, what I really saw was on the rebounding. On the rebounding, they were getting after the ball way more aggressively. Whereas when the games were being called more tightly, they were a little more afraid to reach a hand in there. And specifically, since when Cat's in foul trouble, we can't put him on a Joker. Which I'm gonna be honest, Rudy, 4-time player or defensive player of the year, he's incredible. I think Cat has defended Joker better than Rudy has this whole series.
No, that's
Wow.
just a fact.
Yep.
No, that's just a fact. Let me piggyback off that because I have, being in Chicago, being away from like people who actually watch the Timberwolves, and when I'm talked to about the Timberwolves, a lot of people talk shit about Rudy. And literally yesterday, a good buddy of mine just talked about how he just doesn't like him, and I'm like, why? Because he doesn't have aura? And he's like, yeah, kinda. And he's like, he doesn't deserve to be Defensive Player of the Year. He's not like the type of player that should. And I'm like,
his hands have been bad lately. They've been frustrating, but I digress.
Nuts.
Keep going. Yeah.
anyways, yeah. So he just gets a lot of shit talked about him. But the kind of defender he is, just because he's a center, you know, opposed to what Draymond Green says. I don't know if you guys heard about whatever he was talking shit about, but like, just because Rudy's a center doesn't mean he needs to guard a center. He's a rim protector. He wants to lurk. That's the way the Wolves defense is set up. So we have like a drop coverage sort of situation going, and if someone gets by one of our defenders, you know, we drop down, and then who's waiting at the rim? If you get by our guys, Rudy's right there. So we like to have him lurking, and it's tough with Jokic because Jokic can shoot the three. He spreads the floor, right?
Oh yeah,
so
on the double team, he really makes you feel the punishment.
Exactly. So if you have Rudy running up to the 3-point line, there's no more rim protection. So what do? We put Cat on there. Wait, why would my Hold on.
What now?
Yeah, my computer that's recording my audio just decided to like go to sleep mode, so I wanted to make sure it's still recording, which it is.
Thank God.
But all that to say, Cat is also a center, right? Just because we have him at the 4 doesn't mean he's not a center. He's 7 feet tall. He's very long. He's very quick.
A large boy.
He's playing great defense on Joker because he's built for it. Rudy's not built to like cover a center that can shoot. He's like famously had a hard time doing that, and that's what's beautiful about having Rudy and Cat is they're interchangeable on defense.
100%.
They're both big guys. One can do a little bit more perimeter, and Rudy can guard on the perimeter too, which is something like no one talks about. They're always saying his liability on that, but he's proven this year that he's great on the perimeter. It's a big reason he won Defensive Player of the Year. But at the same time, we don't need him to go out there, and that's why we've had the number 1 defense. Yeah. So all that to say, Cat fucking could be the reason we win this series.
Imagine
if he
having
to play the way he's played.
Imagine having to guard Joker.
Yeah, for sure. You know what? That brings up a good point, and I'm with you, Cheese. You know, people they put a lot of blame on Rudy on that game that the Joker. I think was it Game 5 where he got 40 points.
Game 5.
Yeah,
he was dominant.
Here's the matter of the fact: Rudy wasn't bad. Those people that are blaming Rudy are disrespecting the MVP. Look, I of course I want the Timberwolves to win. Joker gives me nightmares. It is not fun to watch him beat our team. However, his interviews, his fucking 9-to-5 attitude about playing professional sports cracks me up. He is so much fun to watch.
His love of horse.
Oh yeah, and here's the honest truth, man. You got Rudy, dude's 7 feet plus when he puts his arms up, 8.5 feet, and here you have Joker, the MVP, doing these absurd rainbow shots where it doesn't matter if you're 10 feet tall. The way he arcs the ball over a defender in those turns, you can't stop it. And so that's not a knock on Rudy, and a lot of people were knocking him for it. I think, you know what? I think even if we had put Cat more heavily on Joker in that game, I still think it would have been the same result. He decided to take over that game, and when our defenders weren't effectively using the double team, so when we were doing the double team and then dropping like an open 3 coverage, I mean that kind of really hurt us. So
when you're cooking, you're cooking.
You are.
Especially if you're the best player in the world.
Exactly.
But this is why I have so much of a problem, and this is just a product of society, right? But the problem with like NBA Twitter and like the NBA discourse, I guess any sport, but on social media is it's so many people who don't really understand basketball in the in-depth ways. It's kind of just like, oh, Rudy's guarding Joker, and Joker put up 40, so Rudy bad.
Right.
Like it doesn't
100%.
it doesn't take into account like, Joker's 7 foot tall and he has immaculate footwork, and the moves he puts on are so good that he's
Absolutely
making the Defensive
man.
Player of the Year miss. There's a clip of Rudy defending as best as he can. He even grazes the ball with his middle finger.
He deflected it, right.
He deflected it, and it still goes in. You can't play any better defense than that. But because these fucking casuals who are on the websites not watching the game, looking at the stats, they're like, oh, yeah, Rudy's a fraud, actually. But it's like, it's not about how many blocks and steals you have, you know? Like Victor Wembanyama's stats for defense this year were insane. Lots of blocks, lots of steals.
Right.
But how did he impact the scoring? His team was still giving up 100-plus points a game. Rudy, on the other hand, doesn't pick up all these crazy stats, but the way he affects shots, the way he frustrates players. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he changes the entire dynamic of the way 100%. An offense plays a team, and that's why he was Defensive Player of the Year, not because he had a ton of blocks and steals. Yeah. That's not what it's about.
100%.
You know?
Dude,
but at the same time, like you look at how good Rudy is at changing a shot's quality, right? And Joker still was making them fall on him nonstop. Yeah. That's a testament to Joker.
Agreed.
So, that being said, I want to talk about tonight, though.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah.
So, what are we thinking, boys? How are we feeling? You know, are we nervy? Are we?
Yeah, I want to hear predictions. I have that written down. I want to hear some predictions.
I have a terrific answer for this.
All right.
I'm a Timberwolves fan. I'm going Timberwolves. No, wait. No, I know that's kind of
that is wild.
The lead up. No, but I do have a really good answer for it. So I'm choosing Timberwolves because I'm a Timberwolves fan. Honest truth, I have no fucking clue who's going to win this game. I have seen 3 games. I've seen 2 games where the Wolves just were out-competed or outplayed, and then one where it was close and we lost. I've seen 2 games where the Wolves completely outplayed the Nuggets and outcompeted them, and then one where it was kind of close. Dude. So we've seen both teams win twice at the other team's home court advantage, and then win at home right after those preceding double wins. Yeah. So I have no clue. I really don't. And I we'll make our predictions, but truth be told, it's going to be a matter of who shows up. Yeah. What I do think is encouraging is this. So we know Joker's going to show up and play. The guy's done it time and time again. There's a reason he's been an MVP. There's a reason he's won the finals. He's shown that he can do it. If the rest of his team doesn't, it's game over. I don't care how good Joker plays. I know he makes the other players around him play better, but if they're not shooting as well as they have been, which they've been shooting aside from the most recent game, they've been shooting statistically better than average. Mm-hmm. If they had shot average in the last game, it would have been closer. It wouldn't have been a blowout, but we still probably would have been able to pull that one off. But what's encouraging to me is, I was going to say this, an interviewer was asking Anthony Edwards. They said, "Hey, Anthony, going into Game 7, Mike Conley, your veteran star point guard, he's 0-4 in Game 7. It's like, how much does that make you and the team want to get out there and win this Game 7 for him?" And he kind of looks at them and he does like the Russell Westbrook, like the what? Like, what are you talking about? He goes, "I want to win it for myself." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, that's the attitude we need." Of course, the team. Of course, Anthony.
Take me there, 5. Take me there, 5.
Take me there, 5.
They want to win it for their teammates, but they're competitors. They want to win it for themselves. Yeah. They all want to win a championship. So that's encouraging. We saw smiles in their practices from McDaniels too, who I swear to God, whether we're up by 50, down by 50, or a tie game, he always just seems bored with the game or something.
He's famously so stoic, and that's my favorite part about him. That's why when he does smile, it's a big deal.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's my encapsulation of it. I think the Timberwolves win. I honestly think it will be a close game. I think not close as in buzzer beater close, but I think it's going to be a 5 to 10 point game. I think the Timberwolves win it, but I do not know. Go ahead.
What is your score though?
I think it's going to be 105 to 95 Timberwolves.
There you go.
Awesome.
I think we keep them under 100, but I think they push it a little bit on us.
Mm-hmm. I'll keep it short and sweet. I think, honest to God, the way that the series has gone, how even it's been over the course of all 6 games so far, man. It's just been boom, boom. It's literally like, if you look at it, it's completely parallel from Game 1 to Game 4. And just how it's been back and forth. I think Game 7 is just going to end in a completely back and forth game. I think it's going to be very, very close.
I hope so.
And I said this in our last one where I gave my prediction, but I think it's going to be very, very close. I think it's going to be a defensive show out, but it's going to be still a little bit high scoring for the most part. And I'm actually going to predict this one is going to overtime.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's about as good as it gets in the game.
You want us to have heart attacks? Okay.
I think it's gonna be.
I'm gonna have heart palpitations.
Yep,
Yeah.
we are Minnesota sports fans. We need. This is what we are, trained for.
It can't be easy. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I like your answers. I like your answer.
I think it's gonna be
I like what you're saying to me
99.
right now.
I think it'll be 99-99
For the
going into
OT.
overtime,
And then final
and then
score?
we will win 115-113.
Ooh, damn!
I like
You
that.
talk
I
about
like
drama.
Yeah,
That's spicy, man.
That's what I'm
that's
That's drama.
got the makings of a classic. That's an NBA classic that happens that way.
Yeah,
for
I think
sure.
it's gonna be.
This series deserves it too. This series
Yeah.
deserves it. I'm
right,
also
Cheese.
going with the Timberwolves, if you can believe it.
Oh, baby.
I do think we're the better team, genuinely, and I think a big part of that is what Cole is talking about, like the others. And this is something that is talked about in the NBA playoffs all the time. As I'm sure the NHL as well. Like
The depth, man.
you're only as good as your supporting cast. Like your stars can get you wins in the season, but when it comes to the playoffs, when you're in a 7-game series, you played this team 6 times in the last 2 weeks. Like you can't just be like, here's the ball, Ant, like go score. Because I'm sure the game plan is going to be double Ant. They've been doing it.
Yeah.
But I think the standouts, the reason why the Timberwolves win this game are obviously goes with that saying, Nikhil Alexander-Walker and Naz Reid. If those two show up and have big games and the starting 5 does their thing, I don't see us losing because on the other end, who's coming off the bench for Denver? Fucking Christian Braun, fucking Reggie Jackson, and then Justin Holiday, whatever. Not Justin Holiday. One of the Holiday brothers. Justin Holiday's a baseball player, I think. But who's been great, by the way. He's been great from 3.
Yeah, I agree.
But their others compared to our others, I just don't think that they can keep up with us. Kyle Anderson doesn't need to go out there and score. He just needs to get out there, play some amazing defense as he does. He needs to make the right plays. But overall, we just need, we need the boys to do their thing and Nas step up, and I think we win this game. I think it is a low-scoring game. I think the Nuggets put up 85. I think the Timberwolves put up 92. So it's tight.
Okay.
I think the Nuggets kind of.
These are good
I think
predictions
the Nuggets
across the board, though. Yeah.
I think the Nuggets kind of come out hot, but I think we make adjustments in the second half and pull away and win.
I love it.
And we have the Mavericks in the Western Conference Finals.
I love it, man. Hey, so I know we probably should transition to our next segment here, but I will say one thing because I'm probably saying this for myself in my own mind and my own heart. I think no matter what happens tonight, what we've all said, what a great series, man. And if the Nuggets get it, normally, man, when I'm watching playoffs and like our home team gets knocked out by a team, I'm usually like, no, I don't want to, like, screw them. I don't want. If the Nuggets knock us out, I want them to win it all because a lot of people have been saying that whoever wins this series, they win
This
it
is
all.
the championship right
And the
here.
reason being, dude, if you look at the numbers of first and foremost, all right, you got the Nuggets, defending champions, so of course they have that chip on their shoulder. But the fact that the Nuggets as well as the Timberwolves have been able to win on the road so successfully, and then you go and you look at the other conference and how horrible, like, dude, what are the Pacers? They're 1-5 in their playoff road games thus far. I mean, I'm hoping it's a close game tonight, but it's a testament to a high quality team, a championship caliber team, are teams that they drown out the noise. They play when they need to play, and sometimes you're gonna have close series, but they can win on the road. They can win defensive battles. They can win through referee crews, all those sorts of things. So, whatever happens tonight, to me, this was the championship series. This was the finals. I'm not trying to diminish the talent or the ability of other teams by any means. I just and there could be close series down the road, whoever advances out of the series we're in right now. But I think this is the one that everyone's going to look back on, and whether it's us or the Nuggets, whoever goes further, they're gonna at the end of the day they're gonna say that was the greatest challenge of the whole 2024 playoffs for us.
Well said.
Yeah.
Agreed.
There we
Eiffel
go.
Tower. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, before we move on, I do think like this Wolves team is built for this moment because everyone's like, oh, they're so young, like they're not ready. No, we're not. Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert, and Karl-Anthony Towns all have a lot of playoff experience and have never gone very far. They're just as hungry as these young guys. Yeah. Okay.
This is the most confident I've ever been in any Minnesota sports team in the last couple of decades. 100%.
Agreed.
100%. So
This is
we'll see.
Yeah, it's been insane.
Also, this just again, whatever happens tonight, but this is that silver lining. This is not the end of our window, right? Like sometimes, like a couple of years ago with the Wild, we had our window when we had Fiala right before he was about to be off. It's like, okay, he was bursting out on the scene. It's like, okay, here's our window. We have Kaprizov, and we just couldn't capitalize. And then we had everything else happen. And so that happens to teams. Mm-hmm. The Timberwolves, regardless of what happens tonight, have many, many more exciting years ahead of them, especially with Anthony Edwards not even being in his prime. He's 22 years old.
And
how
Jaden.
amazing. Yeah.
The way
how
that
incredible
makes
is
me
that?
feel.
Oh, it's incredible.
Oh,
it's incredible. And there's words that we're gonna try and get quote unquote the Scottie Pippen for Cat next year. We're gonna try and get him that guy that just gives him room to breathe. Oh, he doesn't like that.
We'll see. I don't like it either. We don't want to talk about that. We got to get to the next
Carl
segment.
Towns will be a Timberwolf until he fucking retires.
it's
Anyways,
I feel the
moving
same.
on.
I feel the same way. But people
Obviously
that are
don't.
saying people that are saying I can't wait for the Luka battle for the Mavericks and Timberwolves. I'm like, hold on. There still is a big thing we have to accomplish first. So,
you mean Luka Garza?
yeah,
Anyways,
and And
yeah,
then the
he's
Luka
gonna
on
get
the
some
Mavericks.
minutes against Luka.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
but
All right, let's
anywho-
move on.
Yeah, let's do
move
it.
on here. We've done 30 minutes on the Wolves.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the NFL. Let's move on to the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. I
really
wanted
wanted to
start
do-
talking about our brackets.
Yeah,
right,
we don't
right.
need to spend a whole lot of time on
Yeah,
this.
that's
We've all
fine.
been doing well.
Yeah, because
all been doing really
we
well.
have been pretty good, man.
I feel, to be fair, I don't think the picks have been all too surprising. There's been a few matchups that could have gone either way, but for all of us, the picks that we chose, it's not like, oh my God, you chose the Islanders to win the
And
Stanley
that's
Cup
probably
Finals.
why we've done so well, because it's been kind of like,
True.
oh, this team was gonna win. I mean, come on.
I suppose.
Well, at least in the first round.
Well, NHL is infamous for having underdogs pull out.
that's
of,
true.
of
I mean, you
playoffs.
stood
It's the most volatile.
Boston last year.
Yeah.
Oh my God, President's Cup.
Do you have the brackets for
Murder
us here?
kittens.
I'll pull it up.
Murder kittens.
So
the Bruins are so afraid of Sunshine, Florida. Is that what it's called? Sunset.
Yeah.
Florida?
Well, yeah.
The Bruins.
Dude,
Bruins are so afraid of Florida.
So you had
That's
mentioned
crazy.
earlier, Cheese, that we need Clay to make an alternative. I mean, he's got his bracket, right? That won't change, but we need to hear his thoughts on the alternative.
Yeah, since you
progression
don't
for
have
your
your winner in the playoffs
Yeah.
anymore, like
I'm kind of. Well, no, I do have my winner in the playoffs.
He had Rangers.
I don't
winning it all.
have my opposing Stanley Cup final.
Oh, I thought you picked the Avs to win. Never
No, I
mind.
picked the Rangers,
I
and that
fucking-
was our first clip we ever made, and you made it.
Did you have
Motherfucker.
Did you have the Avs?
I fucking don't know hockey. I don't know puck.
Did you have the Avs losing to or beating the Oilers? Or wait, I'm sorry.
Me?
Let
He
me
had the
see.
Avs
the
beating
Avs-
everyone.
Yeah, he had
Until
him
the
going
Rangers.
He had him going to the
Yeah.
finals.
So
there.
I had Rangers and
Never
Avs in the
mind.
finals. Rangers winning it all. But so
So he doesn't need a new pick. I'm
My
sorry.
screenshot's weird, but
Okay.
so
Damn.
I mean,
I felt so good bragging about that.
all of us were perfect besides Cheese picking the
Preds.
Predators
Yeah.
to beat the I think it was the Canucks. No,
The Nucks, yeah.
or was it the
Right.
Oilers? I can't fucking remember who they
Let me see this.
The Nucks.
You're good. All right, we
Check
got
this out.
I picked the Preds
but
over the Nucks.
Besides that,
Cheese. You had the Preds beating the Canucks, but then you had
That's
them
what I
losing to the
said.
Oilers,
Yeah.
which is the current
dumb.
series we're in right now.
Stupid.
So,
Okay.
Oilers in 7.
But the reason we bring this up is because there is only one person out of all of us who have a perfect NHL bracket and is
For
currently
now.
Cole.
Yeah,
for now.
For now.
That
That could change tonight, actually.
I have the Oilers beating the Canucks.
Is that tonight? No, that's
yeah,
not tonight.
it is tonight, isn't it? No, it's tomorrow.
No, they played last night.
What's tonight?
Yeah, they're
Oh,
they,
wait.
they play tomorrow.
thought it
I'm
was
pretty sure.
tonight.
Either way, no, it's been interesting. I'm really excited. I hope the Cats beat the Bruins, and not because I don't like the Bruins. I mean, I'm
You
not
mean the
particular
Rangers?
if No. The Cats are. Oh wait, though they beat them.
They
4-2.
already
Sorry.
did, dude.
They did. You're right. So
We know
Cole
puck.
does not know puck.
Sorry.
Cole does not know puck, bro.
dude, when you got two different major league sports with playoffs going on, it's exhausting
That
to
was
keep
just
track
out
of.
of
Quite honestly,
state for a
so.
long time. I don't know what's happening at all. I'm going to be honest.
But no, I'm very much looking forward to the Rangers Cats series. I think that's going to be
That's going to be amazing.
I think it's going to be the best series of the playoffs.
That's going to be so damn good.
Whoever wins
Bro,
that. going
Matthew
to the-
Tkachuk, you got Zibanejad, dude. Oh, my God.
be
That
really good.
alone is going to be incredible.
It's going to be really good. I'm still picking the Stars to win the whole thing, reluctantly.
Whatever.
But you know what?
You can't change your pick.
No, you
Well,
can't.
of course not. But I still have confidence in that team.
Yo.
They just got something burning. So
Can we talk about how Ottinger fucking stood on his damn head against
Bro was
that Avs
standing
team?
on his head blocking lasers with his eyes closed.
My dude fucking
Unbelievable.
fell. He did like a stunt fall, fell onto his back so his foot could reach out and block a shot.
so good.
Dude, he's amazing.
He's
He's
love
amazing.
He's everything we hope Wallstead ends up becoming.
Oh my
their play
God,
style's a little
please. Wall
different,
St.
but
Paul.
in terms of just having that it factor, the
Yeah.
guy that'll steal you a couple games, that's what we're hoping for. So, yeah, dude, for me, looking at the Stars, there's a lot of bad blood there for us Wild fans. He is like he's the guy on that team that's making me kind of go, oh, fine.
Yeah, he's like the
Because-
olive branch.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, you guys, come on.
He's
you
our-
can root for us.
It's a great term. That's a great way to put
He's
it.
the
That's
peace
exactly
treaty,
what it is.
right? So no, yeah, I love watching him play, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what, dude? Goalies get so little credit. I mean, no, to be fair, when there's a clear game that's like 50 shots, double overtime, 2-1 game, and they get their flowers. But more often than not, it's like, yeah, they played a good game, but then when they don't play a good game, or even if they play a good game, but the defense lets them, leaves them out to dry, they are the scapegoat, and it's
like quarterbacks.
It's so sad. Yeah, it's rough for them. So, but yeah,
Team wins or quarterback wins. Same thing for goalies.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, but how about them Nucks,
bullshit.
though?
yeah, dude, I'm really impressed with them.
Yeah.
Brock's from
I'm
Burnsville.
happy for them too, man.
Brock Besser is
Cheese.
from Burnsville, just like Cheese.
Yes, he is.
Just
We
like
love
cheese.
Bessie. We love Bessie.
He should
like
be a
cheese.
future Wildie.
He should be a future Wildie. So
There were one quick thought. There were off-season rumors last year that we were going to pick up Brock Besser.
That's where that
and
meme
I'm
comes from.
And
Yeah.
it's funny
Meme
because he
originated
had
there.
he had a rough year prior to that, and Minnesota Wild fans were like, "Oh fuck no, please, we don't have the vet."
fucking good.
And look at what's happened, man. He not only did he have a great regular
Hattie.
season in terms of points, but he has single-handedly pulled the Canucks up by their jockstrap and into victories in the
I
playoffs.
don't know about
here.
single-handedly, dude. That is the most underrated roster in the NHL.
For sure that
100%.
For sure that late game win against the Preds,
yeah, of
where
course.
he got a hat trick.
Of
or
course.
at least
Okay,
2
so
goals.
yes, single-handedly that game. But
And there's been a couple other where he was a huge piece in getting clutch goals at the right time and also just being a playmaker on those
Yeah.
goals. So
I mean, bro, but they got Demko.
no, they have a
got
fantastic
JT,
team. They absolutely have a fantastic team.
Elias Pettersson. Oh my God, that is the most stacked roster. Honest to God, they look like that's the NHL's Timberwolves this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, they've been playing real well, man.
Just because
go.
of their overall roster. At the end of the day, actually, yeah, their record showed the same thing. So I'll stand by it.
Yeah, I hear it.
I'll stick with it.
I like it. I like that take. I think it's good. So, but yeah, no, the playoffs have been really exciting to watch. The NHL playoffs, that is. I'm excited to see how things keep progressing, man. Been really good series, and the matchups
Same.
have been really interesting too. I think aside from round one, obviously, where you're going to have a couple where you're like, well, they're going to get slaughtered.
Yeah.
Right. The Islanders getting absolutely cremated by the Rangers, but for the most part, I think the matchups have been. I've enjoyed how it's all panned out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever team won the series
They've been
prior,
fun
who they ended up
games.
getting matched up, it was good matchup.
been a good
The
year.
one thing I would have been bummed about, and fair enough, it's a strategy, but if the Kings had won, dude, their hockey is boring to watch. Their zone
And
that they
LA?
have, their 1-3-1 is
Dude.
just so painful to watch. But you know what? It works for them. It can work for them in the
I'll root for
season.
any Florida team before I root for a Los Angeles hockey team.
Word.
Weird. Okay.
Anyways,
I
keep
think
going.
we should.
Yeah, that's good.
One
Any
more
other
thing I want to
thoughts?
mention.
Okay.
One more thing about the playoffs. If the Oilers, I want the Canucks to win, but if the Oilers win, good for McDavid. I really
He
want to
deserves
see
it,
that
man.
dude
Yeah.
at
Guy-
least go
guy's
to the
so
fucking
talented.
finals.
He works so hard.
That is, we're watching one of the all-time greats right now, and that's McDavid.
Poor guy's never even he's never even made it to the cup. Never. and he's breaking records left and right. He's arguably the second best player to ever play the game. In some circles, arguably the first. I think it's a tough tale to try and push Gretzky out of that spot, but yeah, he's definitely the most talented in our current our current era here. So, yeah, man, I mean, this is a conversation for another podcast. I'm curious if they don't get as far as they'd like this year, dude. When his contract comes up, does he leave? I mean, does he stick it out with the Oilers? I don't know. So
Absolutely not.
We'll talk about that another time. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm excited to. If the Nucks win, yeah, I like watching the Nucks. But if they don't, I'm happy for McDavid as well.
All right. I want to talk about the Viking schedule. Can we please talk about the Viking schedule?
I'm pulling it up as we speak.
Let's go, dude. I've been waiting.
I
for
saw.
this.
I know. JJ's not going to be starting this year. That's the reason we
wait.
All right,
We don't know.
don't blow your load right now, bro.
Yeah.
Let's talk about.
Please
Shut
shut
the fuck up for a minute.
Who knows? Realistically, we brought in Darnell for a reason. So
At some point, maybe. Okay.
I saw a little clip of him in his Vikings uni doing a little, just like he's just doing
you're talking about the
quarterback.
jump?
The rookie photo shoots.
Whatever, dude. I
He
saw
looks
that.
so
I'm like, okay, they just got
hot.
a bad,
I
they
mean,
just got
he
a
looks
bad
so
fucking
good at
video.
football.
No, I'm not saying that watching that video, I'm like, oh, he's a good quarterback. I'm just saying looking at him in a Vikings uniform.
He looks
Got
beautiful.
me excited. Yeah, man. It was.
He looks.
He
You
looks
forget that dude is
comfortable in that.
6'3" and fucking like 200 pounds. Okay, so moving on from the NHL, we are now going on to the Viking schedule. I want to go game by game, and let's not spend too much time on each of
Let's
them.
go.
But
No.
thoughts.
Spend as much time as we possibly fucking can.
How about this? How about we get a paragraph and then a prediction on each.
There it is.
All right, keep it quick.
I like it.
Yeah, I love that actually, and then I'm gonna keep everyone's record for these.
Okay.
So,
That's a good idea.
Just so we can
That's
see
a good
who's
idea.
who's. All right. Week 1, we've got
Giants.
at home. In New York, the New York Giants at noon, 9-8. Who you got?
Vikings. Easily.
He's going Vikings.
Yeah, Daniel Jones ain't it. I mean, nah, he ain't it.
I don't think he's it either. I picked the Giants only because I think we start the season off with a little bit lower confidence that we just lost our starting quarterback, the guy that's been in the locker room with KOC. I think we kind of come out a little on edge.
That's a good point.
Okay.
But based on
I'm
the
still
last
going to be
season-
favorable Vikings. Don't worry. But
Yeah.
I think we go out and we have a tough first game.
All right,
But,
but
I like it. I'm going to go Vikings. I think it is a little bit closer, but I just don't think the Giants are going to be able to match the
Okay.
defense. So.
Okay.
I hope you both are right.
Me too. All right, here we go. Week 2 at home against the San Francisco 49ers, defending NFC champs.
All right, Vikings lose that one. It is close, but we lose it. We're still trying to get our footing. This is a brand new defense. We quite literally, I mean, this is completely new. I don't know, like how many players do we have from last year on the defense? Like half? So, I mean,
We picked up some talent for sure, though. We helped
entire
Flores out a little bit.
linebacking core is completely
That's.
different.
I don't think it matters who we have. I think Brian
Yeah.
Flores is going to make people fucking.
Right, of course. But I think we're
They're
still
gonna go to
figuring
hell.
out. I think we're still, working out some kinks. I think we lose this. They did go to the Super Bowl last year. Brock Purdy is him. We lose that game by 10 points.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna go another loss. I think we start 0-2.
Oh, no.
I think what we see in this game though is a competitive game and like an encouraging game off of the first game that we lose against the Giants. I think we still lose, but I think it's like okay, it looks like they're getting their footing.
But we stay with them.
Yep.
Yeah, we play
Exactly.
with them. And we shut them. Sorry.
And we shut them down because we can.
I'm going with the Vikings on this one again.
I love it. Jesus, let's hear optimist. Let's go.
I think this will be like a KOC sort of masterclass. I think he's going to come out with a crazy offensive plan, and I think it's a high-scoring game. But I do think the Vikings.
You do okay. Not a 16-9 game like we had in the regular season last year.
I think especially this
it
is all
16-9?
considering there's no injuries. I think Justin Jefferson will go crazy in that game.
Yeah,
I do.
He's gonna go
I think
down
he's
the-
going to be like, oh, people. No one thinks we can beat the NFC champions. Watch.
Dude, I honestly
Love it.
think we're just going to surprise a ton of people this year.
I
This
agree.
offense is going to
Yeah.
be insane.
I agree. Call me an optimist, but I agree. Okay, week 3
Right.
at home again. This is going to be probably my favorite game of the season. Houston Texans at noon. We got Danielle Hunter's coming back, right? And then also the Vikings have a couple of Texans on their side. Stephon Diggs coming home.
I'm going to say 1-2 start the season. We're going to lose that game. Texans are just scary. They are terrifying this year.
They're definitely a favorite just off the spreadsheet this year, for sure.
Their
CJ
roster
Stroud
is
that
terrifying.
dude. He had an incredible rookie season. They have, like you said, like the craziest. I mean, their roster is insane. It is
Just their receiving core is, I think, enough to beat any team.
their defense, man. I mean,
Defense.
I don't know.
I mean, that goes without saying, but like Nico Collins, Diggs, and Tank Dell, like.
Yeah. So we're gonna lose that game, unfortunately. But I think, in my prediction, what you said about the Niners, I think it'll be less about the Niners game, but this one will be a little bit more optimistic. Be like, oh damn, we stayed with them, we played with them, we don't shut them down. So.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm sorry, you guys. I think we lose this one too. I think we start
no.
0-3. Don't worry. There's
He's the
definitely
realist. I get it.
there will be. I think we're gonna have a season where we're wild card or we're lower seed, but we get in the playoffs. But and we'll see as we keep going through the schedule here. But yeah, I think we lose this one.
Yeah, I've
Texans,
got Houston as well.
It's early in the season. Again, new guy in the quarterback position. If what I'm saying is going, it's going to be a little bit low on confidence, having lost a couple. So yeah, I think we go 0-3 on this one, but I think we figure shit out in the next one.
Yeah, so I agree. I think Houston. I think they kind of spank us a little bit, and we lose that one. It's a come back to earth moment for us after our 2-0 start for me, which leads us into week 4 at Green Bay.
W.
Dumb.
Motherfucking W, baby. We take it in Lambeau. And Sam Darnold, masterclass game. That dude is going for 460 yards.
900 yards.
JJ's going up 223 or something like that, man. It's going to be nuts. Jairi can suck it. It's going to be a great game. That's going to be a really fun one to watch. That's going to be a really fun win. We're going to blow them out. I mean, not like ridiculously. I'd say about 20 points, but yeah, I'll take it. We're gonna get a dub there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I agree with Clay. This is our dub. I think people are selling us short because we have a rough start to the season in my little world here, and I think we come out and I don't think it's like a blowout, but yeah, I think we take it to them. I think we win by a couple possessions or a couple touchdowns. So I think we take it in Lambeau.
I agree. I also have the Minnesota Vikings winning this game. I think it's going to be another situation where everyone's really hot on the Packers. But also something to think about, too, is how the NFL goes. It's week to week. But I think the Packers, after last season, are going to get a lot of hype. And I think that the players on the Vikings are not going to be happy about it. I think we come out with a pretty dominant dub there.
Yeah, I like it.
Moving on to week 5, we got the New York Jets. This is in London. 8:30 a.m. Central Start.
Oh, we're going to get crushed.
I might be there.
Oh, yeah.
I might be there.
We don't want to jinx it. We want it to happen. We might. Yeah. We need an on-the-ground reporter.
We'll see.
How great will that be?
Because my sister, as y'all know, she's a Vikings cheerleader. They're bringing her out, which is awesome.
Famously.
And honestly, my dad's like, dude, we should all try and make it. So we're gonna try and do it. I would love to be there for that. That'll be a lot of fun. We'll see what happens. I will be the on the ground correspondent for that game. I'll take your title.
That's okay. You can have it for that. That deserves it. Being in fucking London,
international. I mean, I know you came from India.
Going across the pond.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Right? Get it?
But we tend to do pretty well in London. I think we take that win, but I think it's by 3 points.
Yep. I say, how come every time you come around my London Bridge want to go down? Vikings win, fucking up Aaron Rodgers' day if he's even healthy. I'm going Vikings by a lot here. Vikings by a
lot. Vikings win. It's the Jets.
Let's go. I mean, I really want them to succeed, but man, are they overhyped and have they been for a little bit?
It's the Jets. I'm sorry. Unless I see otherwise, no, we win. We crush them.
Wait, Clay, you picked the Jets, right? Or you picked the Vikings, right?
We all picked the Vikings on that one.
Woo,
so what's our records right now? What's mine?
Let's get to it. Let's. I want you to be surprised by your picks. Week 6 is the bye, and then week 7 we're at home against the Lions.
I think we lose
7.
it.
at noon. A lot of noon games this year.
I think we
going
lose
Detroit?
this game. I will say I don't think Detroit's going to be as good this year as they were last year. I think that was just not. I wouldn't say a fluke year. I mean, they were fantastic. Dan Campbell's amazing. Really like him, but it's just I don't think they'll be as good. But we lose this game by honestly 10 points. And it's going to look a little weird, but we're going to lose it.
Gotcha. I'm going inverse. We win by 10 points at least. I think we come back from London. Again, we all kind of have our own vision for this. I'm painting my picture. I think we had a really tough start to the year. We're starting to figure stuff out. Lions they'll be a real good test for us, but just get pucks on net and get the
Pucks on net.
Pucks on net.
Pucks
No,
deep.
I think we win this one. I think we win it in a confident fashion.
Sorry, my wife's home. To all the listeners, my dogs are broken. I don't know if you can hear them.
That's a dog? I thought that was a lion.
Yep.
Lion.
Bad joke.
We'll try next one.
Yeah. That's a dog? I thought that was a
That was
child.
bad.
Is that better?
That was so
Yeah.
bad.
Oh, that was bad. That was
That's
so
okay.
bad.
So bad.
All right,
Colin,
we'll figure it
man.
out.
That's so
Go
bad.
with your pick, Cheese.
I'll cut this part of the audio.
I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions here. I do think it's close because it's at home, but I like Detroit in this game, unfortunately.
Okay. No, that's good.
Cole's the only one to pick Detroit there. But here's the fun part. So we go from that Sunday to a short week. We've got the Rams Week 8 on Thursday Night Football.
Ooh.
At the Rams.
Oh, in LA.
Yeah.
In SoFi. Okay.
So it'll be 5 p.m. local when that game kicks off.
We win that game
Yeah.
easily. Rams, unfortunately, they need to figure something else out soon. They're kind of in
They're
this
depleted.
weird transitional period. They lost Aaron Darnold.
Kinda feel it.
Stafford's probably in his last year. Honestly, I think he retires after this year.
Yeah.
Unless if they make a deep run, I could see him.
Yeah, and they made the
Trying to-
playoffs
Pucks
last year.
deep. Pucks deep.
They made the but I think they're honestly just going to be.
Yeah.
All right.
Did they make the playoffs last year?
They did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
They played the
it
Ravens.
just feels like a fever dream.
Did they? They played the
No, they
Ravens.
didn't. That's NFC and AFC.
The Rams did make the playoffs. I believe they lost
They
to
played the-
Detroit. They lost to Detroit. Remember,
Yeah, that's
Stafford
right.
went to
They
Detroit.
won. They won their first game though. They won their first game. I remember that much.
Did they?
Pretty
No.
confident they did. They didn't.
Their first game was Detroit.
Why can't I remember any of this?
They were the
Look
7th
it up.
seed.
Look it up.
They
Look
barely
it up
got
while
into
we
the
do it.
playoffs. They barely got
Gotcha.
into the playoffs.
Look up
I
their
got
first
you.
game while I do my prediction.
Look it up
You
on
don't
Google.
need to look it up.
Do you have
the
it right
Rams,
there?
The Rams and the Lions. No, I can tell you.
yep.
I remember.
No, I remember. Yeah, he's
Because
right.
the whole storyline was, Stafford's coming back, and the Lions had the
Gotcha.
second best record.
Oh,
Remember,
yeah,
it was
dude.
the Vikings. They got
Okay,
and
yeah,
Detroit won.
Detroit
It was a
did.
good game, though. Remember, it was
was a
tight.
great
Sure.
game.
Yeah, gotcha.
But the Rams did surprise everyone because they kind of snuck their way into the playoffs right
Yeah,
at the end.
absolutely.
And they played a good game, which was
Yeah,
surprising.
they played great.
Yeah,
They played
gotcha.
great. Okay, so moving on now. I want to kind of accelerate this because we're coming up on an hour.
You're
Week
good,
9 at home against the Colts at
Hold
noon.
on. I didn't even do
didn't
my
get his.
prediction, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He seems like he doesn't want.
Well, we're just taking forever. I'm trying to accelerate it.
I hear you. All right, I pick the Vikings, but I think Puka puts up a lot of yardage.
Puka puts up some pop-up.
You know what? He's being a little bitch right now, isn't he?
No, I wasn't making fun of you. I was just, I was doing.
Your laptop go to sleep, Cheese? You gotta wake it back up.
I've also got the Rams losing this game to the Vikings. The Rams are going to be super washed this season. Sorry, McVay. Okay, Week 9 at home, Indianapolis Colts at noon.
Let's win it. Let's get a dub. That's all I got.
Clay says dub.
I say a win. Man, the Colts are boring. There's not much I want to say about it. Yeah, I think we just win. I think it's just a game.
It might be
All
interesting
right.
this year with Anthony Richardson.
Yeah,
but
it could be. We'll see. But yeah, I think it's a win.
I actually do kind of fear the Colts a little bit.
Yeah.
I think
interesting.
I think
Underrated.
that their defense is really underrated, and I think that they will win this game against us.
Okay.
This is my hot take so far.
Yeah.
Well, you guys
No,
are like, if I can start
might be
0-3,
safe to
I'm
say.
like, they're losing to the Colts.
Cheese, you said it in the NFL. It's week to week, man. We're making predictions before the season's even
Yep.
started.
Nothing,
If
we know
anyone
nothing
holds
about
us to this,
injuries.
shame on them.
Yep.
Yeah,
honestly, shame on them. This is all subjective.
This is for fun.
Personal
fun.
opinion. Yeah. All right. So moving into Week 10, this is
10. What do
in
we got?
Jacksonville against the Jaguars at noon.
Oh yeah.
T-Law and the Waffle House boys. Who you got?
So Cheese, our boy B, is gonna be watching this one.
Yeah,
Shout out
and
B.
my boy Nick too. Also,
Yeah, true.
Jags fans in the family.
Man, I gotta say, just because I know he's one of our viewers, I gotta say the Vikings are taking it. Fuck you, B. We're gonna win this fucking game, you little bitch.
Suck it,
Let's
B.
go.
Jacksonville.
Be your little loser there, B.
Yeah.
Hey,
BLB.
I'm picking the Vikes on this one too. Yeah. I think the Jags are gonna have a great team this year. I think they're gonna make the playoffs, but I think we beat them in this matchup.
Yeah, I also think that we're going to win this. I think the Jags kind of have a little bit of a roster issue on offense. It looks like Christian Kirk's going to be their wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
No
Lawrence
shade to
isn't
Christian
encouraging
Kirk.
me.
No shade to Christian Kirk, but I don't think that's enough to get it done, even with Evan Ingram playing well. So give me the Vikings. Moving on to Week 11, we are in Tennessee against the Titans at noon.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a random loss. I think it's a really weird one where we just do not look like the team just looks like they didn't sleep last night. Like it's just we look like it's kind of like a weird debacle. JJ still puts up some good yardage, but everybody else kind of seems like it's honestly I think we'll just kind of have a close loss. To be honest.
I'm taking the loss. I think we lose the season series against the Titans. They're scary,
series.
What did you just say?
You mean against the South? The AFC South?
The season series. 'Cause we're playing them once at home and once away, right?
No.
What? You said the Titans.
Yeah, the Titans.
Titans. We only play them once this year.
You play your
Dude,
division.
I'm thinking, dude. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Texans. My bad. Titans. I'm with Clay. I think this is one of those where it's just like, what the heck just happened? So
Yeah. They're in the same
I think we
division.
lose I think we lose the Titans. My bad.
I think it's gonna be a Will Levis masterclass, dude.
I got him shifted up.
I want to see him have a good game, but
I
unfortunately, I think it'll happen against us.
obviously Tennessee's it's tough, especially trying to forecast any of these games is tough. But I really have no fucking clue what Tennessee's doing. But they've got D-Hop and they've got they still have D-Hop, right? They re-signed him. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And then they got Calvin Ridley, so they're gonna have a good receiving core. But Will Levis is the quarterback. I don't know much about how he's gonna look. They have a new
Was
coach.
Ridley on the Jaguars last year?
Yeah, he was a Jag last year.
Yeah, he was a Jag last year. Okay.
He was jagging off last year.
Good one.
But this year, I got the Vikings beating the Titans. The Titans have a new coach. I just don't know if they're going to really find their footing, especially against a really looking good Vikings team. I have them. Yeah, we all have them winning a bunch of games right now. So, but I'm not going to tell you the record. Okay, the next one is Chicago Bears at home again at noon. Oh, sorry, in Chicago at noon.
I think we lose 2 in a row. And unfortunately, it's to the Bears, and it's not because of Caleb Williams. It's because our offense can't get cooking for some weird reason. But
Hey, do you know what time of the year this is? This is going to be
November 24th.
But I was going to say,
It's going to be cold.
as I
It'll
was
be a
gonna
little
say,
cold.
At this point, I think, and I'm gonna put this out there into the zeitgeist or whatever you call it, fucking. Not
Yeah, the
zeitgeist,
ether?
Yes, thank you very much. I don't know words.
You famously do know words.
I really wanted to use a cool word there. Fuck, man.
That was a good word. You did it. Hey,
It's the beauty of podcasting,
Thank you. I
man.
appreciate it. There. Okay, so I think this is the game where Sam Darnold has been showing some sort of he's good, but I don't know
promise.
if it's it. And this is the one. JJ's coming in at the fucking very end of the game here. Halfway through the fourth quarter, they put him in, see what happens. He starts from here.
Interesting.
I like it.
Week 12
That's
seems
it.
about the right time too.
Yeah, very interesting take, man. I like it. I'm taking the Vikings at Soldier Field. I think we do it. To be honest, I don't have much analysis past it. It just seems like a win that, again, in my whole scheme, in my mind of how the season looks, I think that's a must-win game for us, or just like a gut check game, and I think we get it.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I agree. I think we also beat Chicago. I think they probably run into some injuries around this point in the season. I think.
hopefully not. Bless
Hopefully
them,
not,
Lord.
but I mean, it's week 12, and they've got a really young
Yeah,
team.
it
I just think
happens.
that
It
they're going to
happens.
come out of the gates trying too much, and they're going to get hurt. So give me the Vikings here.
You got it.
All right, we're coming down the home stretch.
13.
Week 13 in Minnesota. We've got the Arizona Cardinals at noon.
Win. Easy. That's all I got.
Dub.
I'm taking a win on that. That's all I got as well. Just a win.
Okay. I also am going to have a win there for us.
I'm trying to bite my tongue and not disrespect the Cardinal. Oh, shit. Wrong side.
That was silly.
All right, moving
That was
on.
really silly.
Week 14, we've got another bird team. This could be the best game of the year, depending on what happens. We've got the Atlanta Falcons at home. At noon against the Noon Nightmare.
The Noon Nightmare.
Coming back to his old house. Who you got?
Give me Brian Flores.
Ooh.
Give me Brian Flores all fucking day. I think JJ's already in. He's showing some good stuff, but I think Brian Flores is like, fuck you, cock. It's over.
Fuck you, cock.
Don't say it or I'll kill you.
I think penis and cock kill us. I think we lose. And not like a bloodbath, but I think we lose by 21. I think we lose.
I don't like that.
I'm sorry. I do. I'm going with something different.
You can leave.
Going with something different. So that's my take.
Sorry, my
Sweet
cat's
cheese.
trying to ask to come in. I'm not letting him in.
His cat heard my prediction. He's like, "You son of a bitch."
I'm gonna take the Minnesota Vikings here. I don't think Atlanta's gonna be that
just
good.
can't.
I think Kirk will still have a great season. I just don't think that Falcons team is really gonna.
That defense
Oh,
is.
I don't particularly think they're going to be good. I just think for whatever reason, this is one of those games where you're like, what?
No, that's fair.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This is just my personal opinion. I don't know. I'm not moved by the Falcons.
You're wrong.
okay.
You're wrong.
And the Falcons could very well be like last year's Texans. New coach that
Yeah,
could
who
change
knows?
everything. But they do have the pieces.
No.
But okay, week
I
15.
like the take.
Week 15, we got the Chicago Bears in Minnesota. Monday Night Football.
Dub. We take that one for sure. I just think a lot of the division rivals, it's just going to be pretty even split throughout the season.
That's usually how it
we lost
go.
the first one, we're going to win the next one.
Gotcha. I think we lose this one. I think they get a revenge game against us.
Wow, you have us losing a lot of
So,
games.
We take it on the road, they take it on the road.
Hey, there's still a handful of games left in this season. Don't you
Yeah.
worry.
I'm agreeing with you here, though. I'm going with the Bears on this one. I think they split the series.
Interesting.
Okay, we got two left. Week 16, Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. A nice Pacific Standard Time start at 3:05.
I have such a gripe with this. I want to say something very quickly. So we're going to lose this game. Unfortunately, I think their defense is still underrated from 2022. I mean, by the way, that Seattle Seahawks team from 22, when we, Geno Smith took them on to the playoffs, I think we're going to look a lot like them this year. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people just like they did.
Interesting.
But why the fuck do we play them in Seattle every single time we play them? What is up with that? I think I looked at it and I think it was twice or something like twice in the last 10 to 15 years that we've played them that it's been at home. It's just ridiculous. So it's always in Seattle. We're going to lose that game, unfortunately, it's going to be close, but by 7.
Gotcha. I'm taking the win. I actually think we win out the rest of the year here as a push. So just as a pride thing, too. So I have us winning the Seahawks game.
Yeah. I agree with Clay here. I think we do lose this one. I think we just kind of let it go at the end. But this is funny. This is the third bird team in 4 weeks. I just realized. So
wow,
playing a lot of bird teams.
A lot of birds.
Yeah, give me Seattle in that one, but I don't think that it's necessarily a blowout. I think it's just kind of one that gets away. All right, season finale, week 17 in Minnesota at noon. Green Bay Packers.
Yep. We win. We win this one. At home, pride.
Dub.
This is the toughest one for me, man.
I made my predictions, but regardless of where the season standing is, whether we're 3-14 or whatever that, dude, we go out there and we take it to them. This is at home. This is pride. I think we just get out there and we give them a good showing. It's the Green Bay Packers. We always have good showings against them, or they're always competitive, rather.
I'm gonna predict it.
Games.
I think we're going to lose this one.
Wow.
I thought
I was not expecting that. I was not expecting
Like
that.
I said, split. The entire, division rivals, it's all going to be kind of split for the most part. So think we'll lose this one. I don't know what my record's at this point, so we'll see if we end up making it into the playoffs. But
It's kind of nice though, because we're making predictions just on the game and not
maybe,
like, I want
maybe we lose it because we're in the playoffs already and we set our starters. We'll see. I don't know.
too.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Also, my stupid ass forgot there's fucking 17 games now, so we do have one more game.
Against the Lions, right?
It's at the Lions. There's been no time determined yet, so I don't know what that means. I think maybe they expect maybe it comes down to the last game because we're so competitive. But yeah, so we're in Detroit, final game of the season.
I take the win here. I said we're winning out from the Seahawks game, and I think, again, depending on where everything actually is standing, but I think it's do or die time. I think our back's against the wall, or we're fighting for a specific spot in the standings, or just we want to win. We have it in us. So I see a W on this one.
Okay.
So fuck everything I just said. Scratch that because that wasn't the last game. I still think we lose that game, but we win this one.
Okay.
For what reasons we lose the last one, I don't know, but we're going to win this one against the Lions. Fuck it. I think they're overrated.
I like it.
Let's go.
Yeah, I've obviously got the
Campbell's the guy.
Vikings. I got the Vikings. I think there's just going to be this like weird pride of us being like, all right, because we lost both games to Detroit last year. Like, we're not letting that happen again, you know? So
I like it.
I think we come back and win both games. I think we play the Lions like we know they're a threat this time. So I got the Lions there.
All right, Cheese. What are our standings looking like here? Season
So,
end.
We've
Where are we all
got
at?
Clay has the Vikings going 10-6. 10-7.
Okay, I like
Sorry.
that.
I'm forgetting
10 and
numbers
7,
again.
Right,
yeah.
right.
No, that's good. I think that's fine.
10-7, solid record. That's a playoff record.
Mm-hmm.
Cole has us going 11-6.
I told you, rocky start, but we start to figure some things out.
That's like a division-winning record for sure. And then I have us going 12-5. So we were within a game of each other.
Yeah,
kind
we're
of.
all kind of right there.
I like
Yeah,
it.
I think
was
all
the
of us
most
expect this team to make the
pessimistic-
playoffs.
Pessimistic of all of us.
Yeah.
I was kind of depressing.
No, it's not though. Look, we're all trying to be real about it.
Yeah.
You know, of course we're hopeful, but I think those are very fair records.
Yeah.
Could it be higher? Could it be lower? Sure,
Dude,
but I
'cause
think
we
those are fair. Like that could be how it
I
ends.
agree.
This is such a question mark of a year. It
like, is.
But it's exciting, and I like that, and I think that's kind
I
of
agree.
fun. So,
Well, it's kind of interesting because we all predicted different starts to the year,
Yeah.
and that's really the question, right? You got a lot of uncertainty going into this year, whether it's with, you have Brian Flores for sure, but his defensive core, some things have moved around. So how's that going to look? We all think that whether it's the beginning of the year or later in the year, he'll figure it out, and we'll get that defense we've known to come to appreciate. And then the quarterback position, who starts, who's hot, who's not. So it's a lot of question marks, but a lot of exciting things for this year. I'm really looking forward to it, man. Be good.
all right.
I think that's a good way to put a bow on things there. We all have high expectations, but at the same time, we're not expecting anything at all. So I would love for us to shut all the haters up. Everyone thinks the Vikings are going to be bad and finish last and blah, blah, blah. But I think this season will be a testament to what Kwesi's been building and the caliber of the coaching staff. So we will see.
like it, man.
We will see.
No, that's a really good point. We have an incredible defensive coordinator with Brian Flores. We have an incredible head coach with KOC, who, let's be honest, kind of doubles as an offensive
He's the
coordinator.
OC.
I know that's not his role, but
He's the play caller.
He has every single finger in that pot. So, and then like you said, Kwesi's done an incredible job with drafting and just building this team up to succeed in the future.
We're
here
gonna be
and
underrated
now.
this year.
So, looking forward to it, man.
All right. Well, we've run out of topics. Unless there's anything you guys wanted to talk
It's been
about.
long. No, that's good. We can wrap it up.
Twins. They fucking suck.
And there we go.
We're not
And,
talking about them.
Moving forward. We'll
They
talk
won,
about the
lost
Twins later,
6 in
but
a row.
We're still
Yeah.
going. We're 40 games in, right?
I think
45, 50 games in.
I think the summer sausage has expired, literally and metaphorically.
No, quite literally.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. We'll figure something else out, but we can talk.
Hey,
about
you
that
could go on a run again. We can have another deep run like that.
We'll see.
So,
All right.
right.
Well, before
Thanks
we
for
go,
watching, everyone. That was awesome.
I've got one little thing I want to do before we leave. I'm going to talk about our sponsor for the show today. So, today's episode is brought to you by why the fuck are Minnesota sports fans so damn depressing. Why the fuck? Every time one of our teams doesn't do something well in the playoffs, why does everybody say, "Who? Minnesota sports"? That's not an admirable way to approach something. Listen, all the big four have very large amounts of pro teams, right? You can't win it every season. And listen,
Proteins?
Listen, I'm talking.
Yeah, please shut up.
Listen, it's hard to win championships. It's hard to do well in the playoffs. And, famously, the Minnesota sports, it's been hard. We've had some heartbreaking games. But every single time one of you motherfuckers tries to put in a box what being a sports fan is and saying, like, oh, we're cursed, we're Minnesota, it annoys the fucking shit out of me. Can any of you be optimistic and positive for one day in your life? If the Timberwolves lose tonight and I see any tweets saying, well, it's Minnesota sports for you, I'm going to block you. All right. That's our sponsor for this week.
Yeah. Hey, well said, Cheese, man. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Eiffel Tower.
All right, boys. Love you. Thank you for taking the time to do this.
You too, Cheese. Thanks, everyone.
Talk to you guys soon.
Thanks for watching, Cheddar Pot.
Bye, Cheddar Pot Nation.
Play us out.